So, welcome to my channel. Happy New Year, everybody. Today's going to be the first video in 2024. And I hope you guys have had a fantastic Christmas and New Year celebrations. Today we're going to be looking at the Kaigelu 316 fountain pen. I have a lot of pros and cons about this pen. I've used this for about 2 years now. There's a lot of things I like and don't like about this pen. And it's one of my most heavily used pens. I used to take this to work quite regularly in my hospital job back at the time when I was working on the wards doing plenty of shifts, and yeah, I had to use this for a lot of documentation and writing. So starting off, I think this has been doing the rounds on YouTube quite a fair bit. There's so many different color variations, and I believe that there's a newer model where the ring around the cap has changed. It's got a bit more of a Greek design. I've got a fairly standard one with a black outline in the middle of the ring. I feel like this might be made out of acrylic. I'm not sure, but it's quite weighty. It's also quite smooth. It feels very nice as well, and it's very smooth. Let me see how many twists it takes to take the barrel out of the cap. 1, 2, 3. I think we've gone about just above 3 turns. So I definitely run into that issue when I need to uncap and write very, very quickly in a workspace. It's not the most ideal pen in that sense. There's a lot of turns that, to get the cap separated from the barrel. It's got plastic rings around here, and same on the inside of the cap as well, so you shouldn't have any wear and tear of that. The section's made out of, I believe it will be plastic. You've got a fairly standard cap here as well, and the finial has the Kaigelu logo as well. It's a nice kangaroo at the end as well. There is also a cap which is made out of like a gold plate. It is quite stiff, to be honest. Like, I can't get much things to clip onto this, to be honest. It's very stubborn, and so I wouldn't be putting it around a shirt pocket or a suit pocket. I can't get this. It is quite stiff, sadly, and I do struggle with that. Just looking at the nib, it is a very fat nib. If I could get that focused in, it's dual toned as well. It also has the Kaigelu logo as well, which is what I like about it. It's quite a nice looking design, to be honest. And it comes with a converter. I have this inked up in diamine oxblood. I'm going to show some writing demonstrations with this pen. And one of the things I like about it, I think this would be a medium nib easily. Does this cap it caps quite poorly. It posts quite poorly, apologies. Very risky. It will fall out. Unfortunately, I'm having to write with this uncapped. I see that the design inspiration has been taken from the Parker Duofold as well, but yeah, you don't want to be writing with this pen posted. It's quite poorly posted. So just showing some writing demonstration. So I have this inked up in diamine oxblood because I do use this at work at times. And initially, you will find that this pen has got one of the best nibs. It's very smooth initially. However, in my experience using this pen, very quickly you will find that it dries out. Just trying to finish up a bit of writing demonstration. Okay. it doesn't skip initially, but you will find that the longer you use this pen, the quicker, very quickly the ink starts to dry up, and then I have to open up the barrel and kind of adjust my converter and drop some ink forcibly out of the nib. I'm not sure whether that's a good thing. However, once you do that, once you get the feed running again, it works very well. And the other thing is, for a full day of intense writing, it does run out of ink quite quickly. So it feels like a supercharged BMW on a 3-4 liter engine. I'm finding myself having to re-ink this thing very, very quickly. But it is very wet. It flows okay initially. Like I say, you are going to find yourself having to go back, fiddle around with the converter to get some more ink into this pen, get the flow running a lot better. It hasn't got much feedback, I will say. Oh, here we go. A big long stroke and it started skipping. There you go. This is exactly the problem. Starts well, writes quite smooth, and then just a lot of intense skipping. So I'm going to put a stop to the writing demonstrations, given that what you've just seen. I don't know whether I need to adjust the nib a little bit more to get it to flow better. But some of the gripes I have with this pen is, again, I've mentioned that the skipping will happen eventually. It's a nightmare, an absolute nightmare to clean. If you can see where the cap is, you could see this faint red banding. That's the oxblood ink. And for the life of me, I cannot get rid of it. I might need to use some stronger cleaning product, but it leaks inside quite heavily. You can also see this faint red banding where the converter connects inside the section. It just leaks, and I do like this pen enough to use it because of how thick the writing is and how somewhat smooth it is initially, but it's very difficult to clean and I do struggle with it. And one of the other big problems I had was, I actually have two of these. Why? Because when it came by delivery, the thing came with a broken section here, and I had to get another one immediately. You could drop this pen and God knows what will break. I've had the cap smashed completely recently. The logo on the finial that's connected with some soft rubber material, that's fallen off. I've managed to glue that back on. I've had one time when the clip completely broke apart once I dropped it on the floor. It's not very well made. It's not very robust. I struggle to understand how the hell I've taken this to work on a consistent basis, and the fact that I still do take it. You can also see, if you can see my finger just sort of rattling in between. I don't know how the ring and this aspect of the cap is separated. It's a big 3mm separation here. I really don't know how. It's not very well built in my honest opinion. I still would keep it in the collection because they have so many various different colors. It's very nice and very weighty. And you could kind of mix and match the different inks with all the different colors there. I might pick up a couple more in the future, but I don't think you should be using this and carrying it around at work. It's not the best daily writing instrument, if I'll be honest. So really it's up there. I'd like it enough to use it, but like I say, there are a lot of problems with this pen, but I feel like I might have to get another one with a different color just to give it another chance, because I don't think it's all that bad, given I've still been using it for 2 years. But when this batch of ink runs out, I think I'm going to shelf it for a very long time and just use something different. Maybe the Jinhao 100 Centennial that I picked up recently. Anyways, hope you guys have a fantastic new year. Do like and subscribe, and tell me what you guys think about this pen, whether you've had all of these problems with this pen and all the various different versions that they've had. And I'll look forward to checking out the comments below. Thank you very much.